I see people, getting up, they're exercising, they're learning new skills, and all that stuff. I don't know how the fuck people manage. I can barely get out of bed. You know what I mean? It's very, very strange, and I'm still trying to obviously adjust to the new normal, as it were. But obviously, it's extremely important. Everybody's health comes first and stuff. But it's been it's not been an easy ride. I got drunk by myself for the first time last week, which was the most bizarre thing ever. But it definitely passed the time. But it's like it's such a strange time, and obviously, hopefully, it's all over soon, and when everyone's kind of safe and healthy. I was in the studio with my friends TMS, who I wrote the song with, who also wrote Someone You Love with, and I was in with my other friend Phil Plested, and we were all just kind of writing. My album was done. It might have been released at this point, so it was kind of doing its thing. We were just kind of writing for writing's sake, and yeah, this song was about something that I'd never written about before, which is kind of like which was about my aunt who took her own life when I was really young. Basically, with my album, I'd written about like relationships and stuff, like enough for me. Do you know what I mean? I was kind of like done with that. There's only so long you can whine about a girl that doesn't like you on an album. It was just something that I'd been thinking about, and I've been discussing with my parents a bit more. And obviously, as I was getting older, I kind of started to think about it a bit more. So yeah, and I just felt like something that would be that I really wanted to write about.
I fell by the wayside like everyone else. I hate you, but I was just kidding myself.
It kind of sets the song off on the wrong foot. Do you know what I mean? Like the song itself is like saying, I wish I would have known, and I wish I could have helped you. But the song, it starts with this kind of really negative, like, I hate you for this, and I hate you for it. Really, for me, it was just like an interesting way to open it, and obviously an accurate representation of what my mother had felt, or what people in that position might feel at certain points.
Or every moment I started a place, cause now that they're gonna like hear all the words that I needed to say.
There's this anger there, but it's almost like instantly followed by this kind of feeling of like the guilt, or like, as you say, kind of regret of this kind of like, as soon as someone's kind of is gone from our lives, we automatically, in that kind of way, I think you can automatically kind of go, well, what could I have done here, and what did I need to say? This instant juxtaposition of like blaming someone else and then blaming yourself like immediately after.
When you hurt under the surface, like troubled water running cold. Well, time can heal, but this won't.
With any death, it doesn't matter if it's like what means the death happened or whatever. It's like those wounds never really heal. You just kind of start to plaster over it and kind of just step back. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like at the end of the day, I still grew up without an aunt. All those things that could have happened, I'll never experience. And my mum, obviously, her sister, and other family and stuff. So I think, yeah, it's like I've always kind of took issue with that time can heal all wounds sort of thing. And I'm like, well, what if I have to get my leg cut off? That's not, you know what I mean? That's not healing at any point. Do you know what I mean? In general, but I think it was just quite, for me, like an interesting thing to think.
So before you go, was there something I could have said to make your heart beat better? If only I'd have known you had a storm to weather. So before you go, was there something I could have said to make it all stop hurting? Kills me how your mind can make you feel so worthless. So before you go.
For me, that's the kind of the crux of the song, like, and that's where you kind of, I think that's when it becomes clear this song isn't about a kind of relationship, and it becomes a bit more clear what the actual meaning underneath the song is. I kind of wanted that to be like this kind of last letter that you write to someone. Like, do you know what I mean? If you could say, like, one last thing, what would it be, sort of thing? Obviously, the before you go is like just grab them quickly just before they leave the house, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? It's that if you could have that moment, what would you say?
Was never the right time, whenever you called. Went little by little until there was nothing at all. Or every moment I started to play, but all I can think about is seeing that look on your face.
So in the second verse, I say replay instead of replace. I switch them around, and that's because I feel like keeping that second kind of pre-chorus familiar was really important for me leading into this next chorus.
Would it be better off by now if I'd let my walls come down? Maybe I guess we'll live it low. You know.
That point as well, I'm not talking necessarily from either perspective. I mean in general, yeah. I think for me that's the part of the song where I'm saying like talk to each other. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's actually fucking open up and speak to each other. As I said, it's not assigned to any one person. It's more about the general kind of solution of it, and then of course back to the helplessness of I guess we'll never know sort of thing. But I think for me that's the sort of I don't want to say teachable moment because I sound like a cock, but teachable moment because it's like you're saying, unfortunately, we'll never know. But I think it's just kind of, and try and encourage people to maybe open up a bit more and reach out to the people around them who might be struggling, especially now with all this going on. Like it could really make a difference in someone's life just to reach out, give them a call, and do you know what I mean? Just open up a bit more. Some of my favourite songs are just the first section of a song and then repeated in a second, like the whole song. Do you know what I mean? It's like the same the whole way through.